Hi, my name is Kaleigh Cronin. I am currently in Death Becomes Her, the musical on Broadway, and I am a Grether's girly. Okay, so these are mine that are always in like my little emergency kit backstage. I'm kind of, black currant is OG, right?
Yes.
So I feel like I'm like loyal to the OG. I love a black currant. Also love the blueberry. However, Neil Haskell, do you know Neil Haskell?
Yeah.
He's in our show. He's been in a million Broadway shows. Obsessed also with Grether's, who isn't, the whole building is. But the day that the new flavor came out, he bought them and let me try one, and it's so good. The ginger is so good. And we were chatting a little bit earlier, like ginger to me also is just like full body wellness. I feel like all the products I use are like ginger flavor, and my throat coat tea that I swear by is like, that just, I don't know, it's so good. What else is in this? Ginger lemon.
Ginger lemon.
Lemon also, come on, like honey and lemon, that's like vocal health 101. Ginger,
It's like
honey, lemon.
The perfect combination for holistic body.
Yeah, we certainly do like ginger chews backstage.
Yeah.
So why not have it be a ginger chew that also is like coating your vocal cords and helping you sing?
So let's get into some of the other goodies in your toolkit.
Okay. So I feel like, so I've been singing professionally, I guess, since I was 10 years old.
Yeah, weren't you in Zoom?
I was. I was on a children's television show called Zoom. I sang on one of the episodes of Zoom, and then because of that, I got to like tour around the country performing and singing places, which
incredible.
Was awesome, but also gave me incredible anxiety as a 10-year-old to be singing at like the White House and Red Sox games, etc.
Okay,
so
go Sox.
Go Sox. But my mom, Maureen, who was like my momager also at the time, would have a bag of so many goodies, and I wish that we knew Grether's. But she would have every like potion and throat coat tea and everything with her in this kit for me to be able to prep to sing. And how cool is it that now I can truly, like in a pinch, in an emergency, only bring this tin and I feel like I'm covered. That being said, I do have a routine, don't we all? It usually starts the night before. I try to nebulize with my little vocal mister. So I will do that. I'm a big reader, so sometimes I'll do this like while I'm reading before bed.
Does it stay in fine, or do you have to hold it?
I do hold it. There are, some of them have like masks that you can put on you that keeps it on your face. That to me, I think it works for some people, but like when I'm reading, I don't know. It's just easy for me to one-hand it. And that's, just helpful to like get my throat in a good place before bed. I obviously drink a lot of water before I go to sleep. The next morning, I will wake up, have my little throat coat tea, and if I feel like I am in need of more help, like I'll do a little check-in with my boys, like, where am I at today? Sometimes I'll steam, which is great because it just, gets moisture to your cords. Absolutely. From there, I will do my vocal warm-up that I do every single day without fail, whether I understudy both Madeline Ashton and Helen Sharp in the show, which are really big roles and big sings. So obviously I'm doing a huge warm up if I'm on for them, but even in my normal track, I'm singing first soprano, and we're singing.
Doing incredible dancing.
While dancing, thank you. But I have to be warmed up for that anyway. So every day without fail, I'll get in the shower. I'll start with some Vox Explora that I learned at Carnegie Mellon. Check in with my resonators. Mouth, chest, teeth, do all that. I'm sure the neighbors love me. So after that little vocalese, then I'll do my full vocal warm-up. I study with Mike Ruckles in the city. I feel like it's so important to have a vocal coach. So I record my like warm-up of my lesson with him, and I'll do that warm-up every morning in the shower.
Love that. I love that you do it in the shower too, because the steam,
right?
That's so smart. I never thought to warm up in the shower.
Yeah, I think actually an ENT taught me that at one point. Like before you even get in the shower, close the door, don't put the fan on, let it like steam up in there your water bill might be crazy high, but worth it for the vocals. Like let it steam up for 10 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever, and then get in and do your warm up. So after that, I feel like I'm in a good place to head to the theater. And then when I get here, say if I'm on for Madeline, then I sometimes use my singing straw, TM. It's really awesome. And you can do it with just like a regular old plastic straw too. but it's helpful. It provides like resistance, and you can do it into water, and that's really helpful. So there's that, and then most importantly, we have two wonderful dressers. Well, I guess two for Madeline, one wonderful dresser for Helen. But when we go on for the principal roles, like I hand them an entire bucket of Grethers to put in their apron to carry around on stage with them to like hand to me in a moment. I usually have my vocal mist backstage, water constantly, and Grethers.
Do you have enough time to mist backstage? Are you?
Yeah, you do. I mean, not tons. Like, especially I've gone on for Madeline, and you're off stage for maybe like 3 entire minutes the whole show and changing feverishly. But there are 2 moments in the show where you can, like, the dresser, so sweet, Katrina will hand me this, and like I'll stand there just for a few seconds. But honestly, I feel like Grethers is the best. When I start the show as Madeline, I have a Grethers like tucked in my lip.
That's what we hear so many people do. Is they
Yes.
they like cut it and put just a little piece in to keep it.
That's smart. I'm doing the whole thing. But the first like pose for Madeline is you're facing upstage in this like very elegant pose in this beautiful robe. It's like very Hollywood glam. And if only you could see me facing upstage going like on my Grethers, but they're the best. They work.
I love that.
They work. And sometimes with vocal products, especially, I feel like sometimes I'm like, is this Space Jam? Do you know what I mean by that? Like, is it kind of just a ruse and I'm going along with it because someone told me it was good for me? A little bit. You don't get the reference.
I know the reference. I'm trying to understand how that is Space Jam.
Okay, because don't they drink this juice that they think is going to make them be great basketball players, and then turns out it's water, and
Yes.
it was like in them all along.
Yes.
So sometimes I'm like, is this really doing anything? But I can say
I like,
confidently,
instead of saying a placebo, calling it Space Jam.
Space Jam, right? Kinda. But like you can tell instantly that these work. And I love that. Like I'm all about the instant gratification.
I love that
as
too.
far as vocal health is concerned.
I also love Space Jam. I know earlier I had thrown the question to you of turning any movie into a musical. When I was in college, my friend and I mashed up Space Jam and Phantom of the Opera and performed a show called Space Jam Phantom.
No.
Everyone in our sorority house absolutely hated us. But
why?
Like highlight of my creative endeavors.
That is so funny. What drove you to mesh those two things together?
You know, sometimes the spirit moves in you in a mysterious way and you just say, I'm listening.
So you're wondering movie into musical?
Yeah, any movie into a musical.
One of my favorite movies of all time is Miss Congeniality. Why isn't that a musical? You know what I mean?
That would be so good.
With the whole pageant and is it going to be done?
I feel like
in talks. Have there been rumors about
there
that?
probably has in some capacity, but it needs to.
I'm here for it.
I love that.
Right?
That could be so fun.
I know. I think so too.
If you were in it, who would you want to play?
Oh. I mean, what's the villain? What's her name? The one who runs the pageant.
Yes.
That's
very fun. I don't know her name either.
I know. I would love to be Grether, but
twirling.
Also, the villain might be cool.
I think the villain's always fun.
Right?
So in this show, obviously, both of the leads are kind of antagonistic villains of each other.
Yes.
How does it feel to play into that love-hate relationship with the characters and also like with the audience's feeling toward the characters?
Oh, that's a great question. And I think you hit the nail on the head with like that it's a love-hate relationship. I think if these women truly just hated each other, they wouldn't care about one another. And the reality is they care so deeply about each other. Because I think at the end of the day, like this story is a weird, twisted love story of the two women, like rekindling this friendship, albeit through kind of cuckoo situations, but yeah, a love story nonetheless. So I think it's so fun to like have that little villainous antagonistic edge, but it's kind of always layered with a smile, I guess I'll say. And I think the audiences love it. They love the one-upsmanship of it all, and we see each character have wins, and we see each character lose out, and it's like a roller coaster ride, but it's hilarious. I mean, what more could you ask than just to like banter back and forth with
Do you
a
have
very
a
funny script.
favorite moment in the show?
Oh, I have so many favorite moments. I mean, one that I am completely not even involved in is the iconic stair fall. Like, who doesn't love that from the movie? I think we've done such a wonderful job of
Phenomenal.
theatricalizing it.
All of the fighting, the way all of that is done.
I know.
Brilliant.
I think it's brilliant, and the doubles, and it's just camp. It's like high camp. It's so funny. I love that. And then I, of course, love the 11 o'clock number that the two women sing. Like, as a performer, that to me is just, I love that beautiful song that Julia Knoll wrote. It just, I love like where it comes in terms of the show. It's like, feels like such a beautiful like power ballad at the end. And you're with there on stage, like I'm looking into the eyes of Jen Samard singing this incredible like love ballad essentially. And it's really, really cool. I don't think that will ever get old. And listening to it when I'm not on, just hearing them backstage and being like, how are these women real? They're insane.
Phenomenal.
They're incredible.
And the stamina to do it 8 times a week.
8 times a week. And it comes at the end of the show.
Yes.
How dare they still sound
It's
so
literally
good and
11
not tired
o'clock.
at all. And I'll tell you why they don't sound tired. Because of brothers. I'm not kidding. Megan has like a
She has the
suitcase.
big tin.
I know.
I saw her,
yes.
she had like a Vanity Fair interview or something
yeah.
recently,
And
and
you're
there's
like,
just
"I
like
see
the
you,
giant tin.
She really does, though. It's a full suitcase. I'm not putting any of this on. The whole building loves this.
Yeah.
The musicians all have them downstairs in the basement.
It's, especially if you play an instrument that uses spit to keep producing spit. I'm going to say spit a lot of times,
Well,
I guess.
No,
but
it keeps your throat, I know we all love this word, but moist, but it does. And I actually, when I learned about Brothers, I was doing cabaret the last time cabaret was around. That makes me feel old. But we, the ensemble, were also the musicians. So I played saxophone in the show in addition to my role. And I would use it. I had a case of these sitting on the bandstand that I would eat before I played.
How would that work with swings? Did swings cover multiple instruments?
Yes, they did. And there were some internal coverage of instruments and different solos and stuff. But yeah, the swings were incredible instrumentalists on top of being incredible on stage.
Yeah, it's always, in general, swings, backbone of every show, but understudies too. How do you keep in your head when you have your primary role and then you have the 2 lead tracks that you go on for 2? How do you keep them separate, especially with those 2 roles interacting so much?
Yes. So it's easier now that the show has been set and we've been open now for almost 6 months-ish. What was very difficult was in the beginning when you're learning a new musical, we would come into rehearsals each day and there would be, a stack of 50 new pages. So that's new music for the ensemble. Sometimes you're in a separate room learning an entire new dance routine, and then there are lines, completely new lines for both of the 2 women that you understudy. So that was a wild time, but I would spend every single dinner break putting in all my new pages and learning that day's new pages, which some people were like, that's crazy. You can wait, a little bit until it's more solidified, but I'm so glad I did because I ended up going on very early in the preview process, and I'm just grateful that I knew the lines of that day. So yeah, it can be challenging, but I think staying not just on top of it, but ahead of it. It was constantly, I would record myself into my voice memos in my phone, all the new lines every single day. I'd read the full script with all the new pages. And then I just listened to that before bed at night. When I woke up in the morning, it was just a constant thing. And now it's enough, I poke enough in there that when I'm called upon to do it, it's, it's kind of
incredible dedication
at that point.
There is so much that changes in a show from the start to the end. Are there any parts that were taken away or line changes that you missed something that used to be there?
Honestly, I think the version that we ended up with is the strongest version in every way. There were some awesome songs I remember in the first reading that were beautiful songs, and I've said to Julia and Noel, I want to sing these someday at a cabaret years from now. But they just didn't serve the story as well as these new songs do, or there was no room for them because of time. So I think at the end of the day, it works out as it should. And the lines are so hilarious. I don't remember what was in their place before, if anything was, if that makes sense.
No,
these
totally.
jokes are so funny, so I'm already forgetting about the old funny jokes.
Definitely. I brought my parents to see it when they were in town a couple weeks ago,
Okay.
and dying laughing the entire time. Like, incredible.
It's so funny. And it's been so funny since I read the audition material for the first lab that I was a part of in 2023, I guess.
Yeah. What was the process? Because you were with it back in Chicago.
Yes. And then predating Chicago, I guess almost a year before, not quite a year before, but we did like a lab the summer preceding that of the show where we worked out, sang these songs out loud. And that's where they determined, okay, that's a beautiful song, but maybe not in that place, or maybe not for that person. Alive Forever, I want to say, was maybe it was like a Madeline song where the ensemble was involved, and they thought, you know what, I think this just works better as this beautiful duet, and it does. It's perfect.
Definitely.
But yeah, the process was I auditioned for this lab, I think to understudy the two women and to be in the ensemble, and I just remember laughing hysterically at the audition sides, which never, sometimes you'll chuckle a little bit. I was like calling my husband, like, you have to listen to this. It's so funny. And we would have to pause taping because I was filming the auditions, I guess, back then. And we'd have to stop filming because we were laughing so hard. It was just so ridiculous. And like, I was like, I need to be a part of this. It's so good. And it's so lovely to be a part of something is special that far in the beginning, and then to see like, oh my gosh, we were right. This is an awesome show and audiences are loving it.
And you've been with it so long. So does it feel sometimes like it's a child who you have like helped shape and see mature?
Yes, absolutely. I'm so proud of our show. I'm so proud to be a part of it. It's awesome. And it has been now a part of my life for a few years, which is so cool to have. I feel like I've grown with it. And yeah, it's just, I feel so fortunate to be a part of it.
If you could go back and tell your 10-year-old self something now, what would you?
Oh my gosh. I would say at the end of the day, let go of the desire or the feeling that you need to be perfect. I think I spent so many years like worrying about perfection, and like, no one's perfect. Let it go. Try your best. With all this stuff too, like take all of the potions and steamers and all of the things that you think you might need, but at the end of the day, like, let it go. Do what works for you, and be okay with making mistakes, because that's life and we all make mistakes.
I love that.
Take some of the pressure off,